Hyundai's high-quality all-arounder is a compelling option for buyers who want a premium EV without paying top dollar. The 2022 Hyundai Ioniq 5 is the most consequential new Hyundai since the original Genesis sedan. The Genesis changed people's perception of Hyundai as a brand for the first time, putting the Korean automaker in the luxury conversation alongside names such as Mercedes-Benz, BMW, and Lexus. The new 2022 Hyundai Ioniq 5 is destined to change the perception of Hyundai again, only this time the conversations will be around Tesla. The Ioniq 5 is the first Hyundai EV built on Hyundai Motor Group's electric global modular platform EGMP. The Ioniq 5 is available worldwide with either a 58 kWh or 77.4 kWh battery pack and a single motor driving the rear wheels, or with the 77.4 kWh battery motors front and rear providing all-wheel drive. In North America, the 77.4 kWh battery pack is the sole option. Even by the standards of today's topsy-turvy automotive taxonomy, the 2022 Hyundai Ioniq 5 is something of a segment buster. In photos, its crisp styling and taut proportions suggests a Veloster-sized hatchback with the sort of Hyundai-does-VW-Golf vibe. Look again and consider, it's rolling on 20-inch wheels and 255/45 Michelin Primacy Tour tires. In the metal, the Ioniq 5 is almost as big as a BMW X3, with a 118.1-inch wheelbase that's an inch longer than a BMW X5 is. Our test vehicle is the range-topping 2022 Hyundai Ioniq 5 Limited HTRAC, which comes equipped with the big battery and all-wheel drive courtesy of two motors that produce a total of 320 horsepower and 446 lb-ft of torque. It also boasts a swag of premium goodies ranging from a power driver's seat with memory to a high-end Bose audio system to a head-up display and adaptive cruise control. You get all of this for $55,725. That's considerably less money than you'll spend for a dual-motor Tesla Model Y long range, which is listed at $60,900. What's more, the Hyundai looks and feels like a much more premium product. Where the Model Y's cabin is stark and austere, the Hyundai Ioniq 5's interior is thoughtfully detailed and well finished, and it has buttons and knobs and targeted touch panels that mean you don't have to waste time looking away from the road to peck furiously at a giant screen to access mundane functions as you do in the Tesla. And while from the outside the Model Y looks as if it's been thrown together in a tent, with inconsistencies in the panel fits, you can see from Mars, the Hyundai's fit and finish is first-rate. The new Ioniq 5 initially feels like a softer car to drive than many of its EV contemporaries, with its suspension seemingly tuned more for comfort than corners. But that's not to say it's slow. At the test track, the 0-60 mph sprint took just 4.4 seconds en route to a standing quarter-mile time of 13.2 seconds at 102.7 miles per hour. And unlike some EVs, the Ford Mustang Mach-E GT Performance Edition is a notable example. The Hyundai's rate of acceleration didn't fall off dramatically as speeds increased. Instead, it was able to sustain its forward push right through the quarter-mile. Yes, the Tesla Model Y long range is quicker overall, whooshing down the quarter-mile in 12.4 seconds at 114.8 mph. But the difference between the two is mostly at high speed, which has little relevance in real-world driving. The Hyundai's superior torque, its twin motors produce an additional 70 lb-ft, compared to the Tesla effortlessly punches the Ioniq 5 away from a standstill, and it's only 0.3 seconds slower to 60 miles per hour than the 7% lighter and 20% more powerful Model Y. Despite its soft suspension, the Hyundai Ioniq 5 is surprisingly adept in the twisty bits. We recorded a figure-8 lap time of 25.7 seconds, just 0.2 seconds slower than the BMW X3 M40 we happened to test on the same day. This caused us to exclaim, "Holy smokes!" Frankly, we didn't expect this car to be as fun and capable as it is. It's quick and has way more grip than we anticipated. The biggest surprise was how playful the Ioniq 5 can be on corner exits, with all the nannies switched off. It actually drifts. Just for fun, we tried for a full sideways lap of the skid pad, and the Hyundai made it 2/3 of the way around before letting go. The asymmetric front-to-rear power and torque split of the dual-motor Ioniq 5, the front motor makes 99 horsepower and 188 lb-ft, while the rear pumps out 225 horsepower and 258 lb-ft. Combined with near-neutral front or rear weight distribution doesn't just make the Hyundai a giggle when you want to play at the track. It also makes it feel more poised on normal roads at normal speeds. Despite steering that, though precise and direct, doesn't provide a lot of feedback. Brake feel is the car's biggest dynamic niggle. The blending between regenerative and mechanical braking is smooth, and the system hauled the 4,684-pound Hyundai to a stop from 60 miles per hour in 123 feet, 5 feet more than the Tesla Model Y required. But we dislike the lack of feedback through the pedal. There's very little travel or pedal pressure under heavy braking before the ABS kicks in. You can actuate one of 3 drive modes: Eco, Normal, and Sport via a large button beneath the steering wheel's left spoke. In simple terms, the modes change the weighting of the accelerator pedal, effectively encouraging the driver to make smoother and gentler inputs. 6 regenerative braking levels are offered, ranging from 0, which allows the Ioniq 5 to coast freely, to a mode that enables one-pedal driving, with the car slowing to a gentle halt the moment you lift off. There is also an auto mode. Drivers can switch between these modes via steering wheel paddles. After a bit of experimentation, we preferred to set the drive mode to sport, which allowed us to make the most of the powertrain's instant on response, and the lift-off regenerative braking to level 1, which enabled the 2022 Hyundai Ioniq 5 to flow down the road much like a regular combustion engine car with an automatic transmission when lifting off the accelerator. Hyundai says the 77.4 kWh battery gives the dual-motor Ioniq 5 a range of 256 miles. Our stints on the road, which included highway cruising at 70-80 miles per hour and some brisk bursts along quiet back roads, as well as endless fiddling with drive modes and regen settings, saw the Ioniq 5 consume 2.7 kWh per mile, according to the onboard computer, which translated to a range of just about 200 miles. Driven normally, you should expect a usable range of 220 to 230 miles, more if you are content to noodle along in eco mode. No, the Ioniq 5 Limited won't travel as far between charges as the Tesla Model Y long range, which has a claimed range of just more than 300 miles, but you'll spend about 30% less time at the charging station with the Hyundai. Find a 350 kW DC fast charger, and the Ioniq 5e's battery can be juiced from 10% charged to 80% in just 18 minutes, and topped up fully in less than an hour. No other mainstream EV, apart from the identical under-the-skin Kia EV6, can recharge so quickly. In terms of overall practicality, the 2022 Hyundai Ioniq 5 is a mixed bag. The long wheelbase and flat floor mean the rear seat easily accommodates 6-foot-tall adults, and there's plenty of storage space around the cabin. But unlike most two-box SUVs, it is truly a hatchback, not a wagon. The raked C-pillars and angled backlight chew into the shallow load space at the rear, and there's only a small storage tray in the front. If driving range and load lugging are your absolute priorities, the Tesla Model Y long range, which will travel 28% farther between charges and has about 60% more luggage capacity with the rear seats up, would seem the obvious choice. But those two advantages come at a price. The Ioniq 5 Limited not only costs about $5,000 less than the Model Y, but it's also quieter and more comfortable to drive, is a visibly higher quality vehicle inside and out, and can recharge much quicker. That it's also brisk and fun to drive if you want it to be are bonuses. Indeed, the 2022 Hyundai Ioniq 5 Limited HTRAC is a compelling all-arounder for the buyer who wants a premium EV without paying top dollar.